Do you want to give the people an update on the van? No. Can you tell them what's going on this week?
Suddenly there's a cabinet. I did a terrible job of making this cabinet. But here it is. I'm gonna try and show you how I finish it up anyways. This this cabinet is going to house our sink primarily. And then we'll have a ton of storage space here underneath. And then this floor is not actually secured. It just kind of sits in here. All of our utilities like hot water heater, air heater, water pump, and things like that sit underneath here. So I left this removable in case we ever need to access any of that stuff. It should be pretty easy to just lift that up, and all that stuff will be accessible right there. So for right now, I'm going to plumb our shower valve over to this corner of the cabinet where I can make the connections to the hot and cold supply lines. And then I'm also going to plumb the output for the shower over to this corner, and then once the shower is in place, we can finish that off. We're back out here in the van, and I've got this cabinet installed again. If you've ever got an opportunity to leave an absolute mess for your future self, go ahead and do that. So that's what I'm going to try and work on right now, is sorting out all of this shiz, because I want to connect these lines, which go to our shower and our faucet, to the actual water supply, which I've got a plug right here for cold water, and I've got a plug right here for hot water. And I gotta make those connections, but first I gotta get all this stuff out of the way because it's kind of a nightmare. So I had a few plugs and T's installed here, and I decided that I wanted to do the plumbing slightly differently. I'm gonna have the T's inside of the cabinet about here on the other side of this wall, just to split the shower and faucet supply lines. I think it'll make installing all of this stuff a little bit easier, but because of that I needed to remove a T here because I had basically an extra plug, and I was just putting an elbow there, and then I gotta remove this plug, which was always my plan. That's why I left this one red, even though it's on the cold manifold that I made here. And I need to remove this plug here because this is my hot supply, and I gotta run both of these over to this corner of the cabinet and come up. But taking PEX apart is really hard. I don't know if you've done it, but those crimps work really well, and they hold on tight. Even after you remove the ring, it's kind of tough to get them apart. But we're getting it done.
What are you doing?
Making our control panel thingy for the front of the sink. There's like lights controls and heater controls and inverter controls, so I'll go there.
I see you upgraded your footwear.
Well, it's getting cold.
I'm gonna try to cover up the rear pillars today with some of the tweed. We've got some spare fabric left over from when we did the side panels. So you can see here, there's like some holes in these pillars that we've stuffed with wool, and we don't really want to make a wall panel to cover it. So I'm just gonna try to use spray adhesive and put the fabric on there, and then I will pull off this gasket and put this in there so you don't see the edge. Are you awake?
What are you doing?
I'm trying to secure this to this pillar and make it not look like poop.
Secure this to this.
Yeah, and not get everything covered in spray adhesive.
That's the sound of everything getting covered with spray adhesive.
Mm-hmm.
That's van life.
Yeah.
So, this is obviously not a normal kitchen cabinet like you would have in your house, because I've said this before, your house doesn't drive down the road, so it doesn't get installed quite like a normal cabinet. Usually kitchen cabinet is only bolted to the wall in a couple places, and that and its weight is pretty much enough to keep it in place, because they all get bolted together and filled with stuff, and then they're pretty heavy, and the counter also holds it down and holds them all together, and the house isn't going over bumps. But this one needs to be bolted to the floor and the wall, so that when we go over bumps, it doesn't move at all. So I made up these little feet out of angle steel. It's actually an old bed frame, but it works pretty good because you can usually find them for free, and that's pretty cheap. So I just gotta put some holes for some T-nuts so that I can bolt it in place like this one, and then we can bolt it to the floor. So I wanted to show you, I got this cabinet installed. It's not 100% installed because I'm not sure yet if we're gonna end up taking it back out again. So we've got our inverter remote control panel / display here. We have this heater control, which controls the hot air blower. What I'm hoping we can do is just leave it set to auto and find a temperature that we are comfortable at and just leave it alone. But if we ever need to, we can turn the fan on to high, and that will work. And then we've got the display and control for the furnace, which is displaying a fuel error right now, which I need to diagnose. I don't know why it's doing that. It happens periodically, and I don't know how much fuel is in the tank in this van right now. It could be that it's actually low on fuel, because I've seen that before. And then this little guy here, it flickers on camera because of the frame rate, but it's actually, the lights are on solid in real life. That's not true. They actually flicker in real life. I just can't see it because my eyes are too slow. The camera is faster. But anyways, this is another thermostat. So we've got a thermostat here because we can set a temperature. This has a thermostat built into it, and this is a thermostat that we added. So we showed you this in another video, I think. I'm not sure how much detail we went into, but this thermostat here is controlling the whole system, in a sense. This is our set point here. I got it set to 48 right now, just because I don't want it coming on all the time, because we're not like in here full time. But I do want to make sure that it doesn't get so cold in here that like stuff freezes. But anyways, if the temperature inside dips below this set point, according to this lead right here, then this will turn on this, and it will fire up the furnace, and it will generate hot coolant. And since this is set to auto, it will automatically start blowing warm air to warm up the space. And then finally, we've got lights on and off, and our dimmer, rocker, and then this will be a single light in the shower that's either on or off. I've got the wires and plumbing routed up. There's our shower valve there. We had to actually mount it in this cabinet because it's going to be tight to the shower. So the wiring's mostly neatened up inside there. This is the dimmer box here, in case you were wondering. It's not 100% because I still gotta connect these two wires, and then I want to secure this stuff to this panel so it's not, you know, bouncing around. And we've got our faucet in here just for storage for now because it was in the way in the garage. Not 100% on this because it's got a hanging weight, which I didn't actually realize until we got home and I opened the box. So we'll see if this stays, but it does seem nice, but I'm concerned that it may bang around when we're driving, and I don't want to listen to that. And then I got holes drilled across the back for mounting into this kind of structural rib inside the van. There's insulation behind there, and we've got to make a wall panel that will go up here. So I think we're gonna have to at least pull the cabinet a little bit forward just to secure that wall panel. But we'll see. And we've got our filtered water tap already up here that you guys saw forever ago. It's just been hanging on the floor for a while now. And then this line is going to come up to our shower head. This is where the T-nuts for the angles are that you saw me bolt together. And then our hot air blower. I'm not sure if you're going to be able to see it or not. Maybe if the camera adjusts to the light. But there's our hot air blower. It's in the toe kick, so it's recessed a little bit. And I think eventually I want to make up a couple of little panels that'll just fill this in, but it's low priority right now. So next up, I'm going to work on a couple drawers that are going to live right here. And once that's made up, we can put our counter on.
Do you want to give the people an update on the van?
Yeah.
Tell them what's going on this week.
The sink is almost ready to go in, but there's also like a bunch of stupid work left to do to make it actually go in. Like installing this RO water filter tap thing.
Faucet.
Yeah. It's like the countertop is too thick for this thing, so I have to chisel out the bottom of it by hand in order to fit the thing. I just found out. And then we also have to oil the counter, and you gotta paint this cabinet box.
Mm-hmm. What are you doing now?
Just oiling it up, getting it ready.
And we got some dry spots over here.
Maybe you could like do something.
I'm videoing. Today is Sunday. Sunday, October 3rd. So that means today is video day, and we're hoping to get this footage in the video for today's upload, so it's almost like real time. Oogie, say hi. Good boy. He's just chilling. So today I am going to make the wall panel that goes behind our sink cabinet. We just cut a piece of 1/4-inch plywood. I'm gonna wrap it in the foam and the tweed like I did here, and then we can put it back here after we insulate. Hello?
What?
I'm cameraing.
Oh, what's up, camera?
What are you doing?
Just smoothing out the plies in the wood.
I don't think that's a word.
With the roller.
Smoothening?
Yeah.
You're making a smoothie?
Yeah, it's like,
It's called
this is the smootherizer.
Smoothing.
That's what I said.
What are you gonna do with your box?
I feel like we'll put utensils and stuff in it.
Maybe the people could help us decide how deep the drawers could be.
Yeah.
So we have
If anybody would ever comment.
this box. What are the dimensions? It's like 18.
It's like 15 deep, I think, and 18 wide and tall.
Okay, so it's 18 from here
It's laying on its
to
side.
here. This is the side. So picture it this way. It's 18 wide from here to here, and roughly 18 tall and 15 deep. So it's gonna go under this counter to the left of the sink, like right here. And we would like to do drawers, but we don't really know how many we should do or what dimensions they should be. We're thinking probably one on the top for utensils. But then, yeah, I don't know. From there, do we do a total of 3 or a total of 2? And how deep should the utensil drawer be? Like, we don't want to waste space. So yeah, let us know what you think. Loki, do you want to go to Home Depot? Guys, we found some epoxy. Hopefully it works. Nobody gave Loki a cookie at Home Depot, so he's a little sad. No, you guys jump. Loki.
You're not trying.
Try harder. There you go. Loki thinks he might get a cookie at the coffee shop. Strike 2 on the dog cookies. This is like the worst day ever for Loki. Now what?
We have to Velcro the walls on.
This wall.
Yeah. Look at that backsplash.
Oh.
Oh, you swanky.
Ta-da! We have another wall. You're such a good actor.
Thanks for watching. Here's our sink. Next time it will work. Thanks for watching our little show about how to install a sink into your van. This is our sink in our van. Maybe you'll do the same thing someday. Maybe you won't.